So I think in this one, I'm going to try the Indesian. Again, I know I'm not pronouncing that right. I think I need lessons in how to pronounce fig names, but I'm going to try the Indesian. And this is a white Adriatic #1. So I'm going to try these two and these fig pops. And again, these others, I'm going to probably put in. Hey, y'all, this is Danny with MyFigStix, where fig addiction is a real thing, y'all. And it is cutting season. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited about cutting season. I just got another round of cuttings in, this time from ProFig. Very excited to share those with y'all. But in today's video, we're gonna talk about propagation methods. I'm gonna try 2 different ways. I'm gonna try several different ways of propagating. I'm gonna detail those out for you guys. I'm going to start a little short series. Hopefully these won't be that long of videos, but I'm gonna try several different ways, and I want to detail out how I'm doing. I'll come back and check in with you guys as we go. I want to figure out the best way to do these cuttings, to propagate these cuttings. How works best for me? Is it sand? Is it fig pop? Is it traditional? But I want to detail that with y'all. This is going to be my first year really trying to propagate fig cuttings. Last year, I was just bad. I think I tried 8 and worked, 4 of them worked. I was successful with 4 and that was it. So 50%, y'all, that's not good. So I can't help but think that there's more newcomers to figs. There's more people out there that have yet to have that 80, 90% success on fig cutting. So what I want to do is I want to show y'all everything I'm doing, what I'm learning, and how that's going. So little series here. These are going to be short videos, hopefully less than 10 minutes. Y'all know me, I like to talk, so I'm already running this one up. But anyway, let's get started with today's first video. Let's talk about these cuttings and my plan. Okay, so like I said before, we're going to do several videos on this, on different techniques. In this video, we're going to try the fig pop. We're going to try 2 different mediums in the fig pot. But I wanted to explain what all of this is on the table and what I am doing with it. First and foremost, the most important thing, MyFigStix. Y'all, I got this batch in from ProFig. It came United States Postal Service. It was packaged well. I think it took 10 days from order payment to my door in 10 days. So much appreciated there with the speedy delivery. I have a scale here. I'll explain a little bit about that in a minute, but basically what it's for is to get my ratio of rooting medium to water. We'll talk about that in detail in a minute. I do have 2 fig pops here, one being ProMix. This one is sand and perlite mix. So we're going to see how that goes. The peroxide is for cleansing the fig sticks. We'll talk about that as well, but I'm going to mix them in with some water and cleanse them. I'm going to try Hormodin 3. This is, I've not used this before. It's a brand new bottle. I've been using Clonex. Clonex work great on the air layers, but most people that I'm seeing with fig cuttings are using this Hormodin 3. I don't know exactly why, but I'm going to try it. Maybe I'll try some with Hormodin, some with Clonex. We will see. Y'all, this is just simply an ibuprofen bottle. This is completely full. I don't want to dip my fig sticks in this bottle. So I put a little bit of Hormodin in the bottom of this cleaned out ibuprofen bottle. It's also dry, so that'll be how I get the Hormodin on. And then all of the fig sticks are labeled with initials, which is perfectly fine, but a month from now it might not be perfectly fine. I'm not going to remember. So what I did is, my wife has a little label maker, so I made me some labels to put on the sticks after I washed them. But that is all of the things that I've got here to help us along our journey with these fig pops. Let's go ahead and start getting these fig sticks rinsed and ready to put in the fig pop themselves. First things first, let's get these fig sticks rinsed. I'll go over them a little bit as I pull them out. Like I said, I'm probably going to be forgetful on what these are. This is a Coldadom Roja. This one's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, possibly 7. Now it is a terminal end, so I'll probably cut this tip off. So 6 good nodes there. I don't know, maybe I'll cut this one in half. I don't know, we'll see. But we're going to get him in the water. I haven't put my peroxide in yet. So again, this one is a, not real sure. I'll have to look these up. I've got all the labels. I know when I look at the labels what they are. But what I'm doing is I want to cleanse these, right? I don't know. They shouldn't have anything on them. They probably don't. But this is good practice. I have forgotten to do this right here before, and I paid for it. I got mold all over one of my cuttings that I got in, and it didn't make it. That mold just kind of took it over. So let's make sure that we get these well cleaned. I'm just gonna, throw some peroxide in here. I'm not measuring any of this. I just want them to get sanitized really well. And I know this peroxide is going to help me out with that. You'll see it start bubbling here in a few minutes. But while those are soaking, let's talk a little bit about how I came up with the Fig Pops. So I watched a video by Ross Ratty. I checked in with Figgy Ed just to make sure. But what they're saying is you want a 5-to-1 rooting medium to water. Okay, so this one's ProMix. ProMix weighs nothing. Y'all, it's so light. This weighed, I think it weighed like 3 ounces. So a fifth of 3 ounces is like 2 drops. No. So what I did, I think I put about an ounce of water in here. I put very little. I tried to stay as close to the 1 to 5, the 1/5 percentage water to my rooting medium. Y'all, I was really surprised. I mean, a tiny bit of water. And when I mix this up, so I use this to mix it up. So basically I put my rooting medium in the bag, I put it on the scale, I weighed it. I took it out of the bag, put it into this little pitcher right here. Then I weighed my water and I poured my water and I mixed it up. Y'all, this was 3 ounces. I think I might have used right at an ounce. So I'm a little over, more like 30%, but instead of 20. But I was really surprised. An ounce of water is a tiny amount, and it moistened this very, very well. So very surprised with that. The sand and the perlite mixture was considerably heavier. I think I had to use 6 ounces of water, and it worked perfect. It moistened it. It's not sopping wet. Also, I will tell you this. When I mixed the perlite in, obviously the perlite's trying to stay on top, right? Once I got it all wet, it stayed mixed together much better. So I feel pretty good about that. But I think this was right around 2 pounds, and maybe I'm doing my math wrong in my head, but I think I used a little less than 6 ounces of water, and it's perfectly moist. I'm really surprised that that little amount of water can work, but maybe there's something to that 20%, that 1 to 5 or 5-to-1 ratio. But that's what I did, and that's why I used the scale. I weighed my medium, I poured my medium back in here, I mixed it with the water, so that helped me get that ratio where we wanted. I'm going to let these FigStix soak in the water for about 15 or 20 minutes. They're bubbling really well, so I know anything that was on them is being sanitized now. Then I'll take them out, I'll dry them off with a towel or something, let them air dry for a little bit, and then we'll start putting on the Hermoden, and then we'll be ready to get them into the Fig Pops. Okay, so the FigStix have been soaking in my peroxide water solution for probably 25 minutes. I went in and grabbed a snack. But let's get them out. I'm going to just kind of towel dry them. I'm going to let them lay here for just a few minutes while we discuss, and then I'll get the labels on them. I don't know, should I put the labels on the sticks themselves or on the bags? I mean, they got labels on them. They're written on them in paint pen. I wonder if that'll be enough for me to remember what they are. As long as I have a label on the bag, I think I'll be all right. So we'll probably go that route for now. Y'all, in this video, I'm just going to do 2 Fig Pops. I'm going to do more than this. I have some more coming, some more FigStix coming from Fig Bid that should be here. In fact, they're supposed to be here today. We'll see how that plays out. But I'm going to do more. I'm just, for sake of time, I'm not going to do them all on camera, but we'll definitely keep track of them. I'm going to go through the same process with all of these Fig Pops, but let's go ahead and get these. I'm going to get the Hermoden put on them. Again, This is just a bottle that I put some Hormone in so that I'm not having to dip my MyFigStix in the full jar. One thing that you obviously want to concentrate on when you do this is where's top, where's bottom. We don't want to propagate these upside down. I will say this: ProFig Brian put the label at the top of the stick. I can tell that. Let's see if y'all can see this. It's actually pretty easy to see on this one, but you can see right here, this is where the leaf came from. This is where a new limb or fig would come from. The leaf scar always goes on bottom. So you can tell that Brian labeled these at the top. Every one of them is this way. That helps me know quickly which way is up. But looking for that leaf scar and then the note above it, that's how you're going to know which way is up. So I know I've covered that in other videos along with every other person that does a rooting video, but it is important. We don't want to put them upside down. So that's what we're going to do. Now I'm going to try to pick out which ones I want to put in these pops. And am I going to cut some of these in half? This one, this is the, I don't know how to pronounce these, but Andesian. Anyway, that's Andijan, Andesian. Anyway, that is what this one is. I'm not going to be able to cut this one in half. It's only got 3 nodes. But what I do want to do is I want to cut the bottom. There's not a node here. There is a node here. So I'm going to go get my pruners because I forgot them. And I'm going to cut an angle on the bottom of this one to get this closer. No reason to have a whole bunch of extra down here if the roots are going to come from this node. So I'm going to cut that off. I'll do that on all of them, but let me go grab my pruners. We'll pick out the 2 that we're going to do today in the fig pops. We'll get them trimmed up. We'll probably scar them a little bit at the bottom, and then we'll get the Hormone on them and get them popped up. Okay, so I'm back. Got my pruners. Let's go ahead and get these sanitized. I'm just going to put a little peroxide on them. Let that sit for just a second while we talk about this, which ones I'm choosing. So we'll get those sanitized. Y'all, I think in this one, I'm going to try the Andesian. Again, I know I'm not pronouncing that right. I think I need lessons in how to pronounce fig names, but I'm going to try the Andesian. And this is a white Adriatic #1. So I'm going to try these 2 and these fig pops. And again, these others I'm going to probably put in pops or sand. We'll talk about all that later. But what I want to do, there's lots of a gap down here. And okay, maybe I don't want all of that. This one was a little difficult. This white Adriatic was a little difficult to see top and bottom. So I'm really glad that ProFig Brian labeled the top. I can tell what it is, but you really have to look. But that said, I'm going to go ahead and cut this bottom at an angle. Now I've got an angled cut at the bottom. I'm right on my node right there. One other thing I'm going to do, I'm going to scar these a little bit. I'm going to do just some straight lines. And then I'm going to also take a little bit of, hopefully y'all can see that, but just a little bit of the bark and cambium off, hopefully to spark that rooting from there. Now this is going to give me, I'm going to get 2 nodes inside of the pop and then the one outside. And so I'm going to do that. I've got some paste that I forgot. I'm going to get that put on the tops of these 2 so that they don't dry out. I'm trying that rather than the tape, the paraffin tape, and even wax. I'm going to try this on these. Maybe I'll do wax on the others. I really like the wax, but I'm going to try that. It's the paste is for bonsai trees. That's what it's actually made for. When you make cuttings, you put this little paste on, it kind of hardens up and seals it in, protects it, keeps it from drying out. I'm going to put that on the tops of these, but let's go ahead and get this one in the Hormone, and then we'll get him potted up. Again, I used an ibuprofen bottle. Let's see if it'll stick to this. That dried really quickly. So let's just see how well this sticks to the stick. Actually, it did pretty well. I'm pretty happy with that. I got it all the way up to the second node right there. So actually there'll be 2 nodes above. Oh, good. So there's a node here. So there's a node here where I cut, a node here, one here, and one here, and then the very top. So I think we're going to have 2 in, 2 out. So a little better than what I thought. So this one I'm going to put in the ProMix. So I think what I'm going to do, because I don't want to have the top of this inside of the bag, so I'm just rolling the bag down, and we'll unroll it to a point that it covers everything up. The other thing I do want to point out with the ProMix, it's so light and fluffy, y'all. This bag was better than halfway full. So I really compacted it down inside of the bag so that I've got good compacted soil for the cutting. And then I'm just going to go right in. So I've gotten two nodes down into the soil. I'm going to get a zip tie and zip tie that up. The other one I'm going to put in the fig pot in the sand and perlite mixture is the adhesion. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to cut the bottom of this at an angle. Again, same thing. Brian did a great job. He's labeled the top, so that really helps us out. I'm going to cut it at an angle. And then same thing, I'm going to scar the base, but I'm also going to take, in this one, in fact, I'm going to take 2 good nicks of the bark and cambium. Hopefully I can zoom in to where y'all can see that. Basically what that's going to do is, drive that root growth there. So let's go ahead and get this. Again, these dried really, really quickly, so I'm hoping that, yeah, so we got good coverage with the hormone. Let me go ahead. I should have done this already. Roll this one down. So again, this one is a mixture of perlite and sand. I wanted to try that. I have seen several people talk about that. Actually, in my comments, several people have talked about it as well. So I wanted to give that a shot just to kind of help lighten it up. I'm going to do that in a tote too. We'll talk about that later. So in this one, this one's only got 3 nodes. So I'm going to go past this second one into the sand. So there we go. And then I'm going to pack that down around it. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to use just a zip tie, cheapo zip tie, and zip this up really tight. I don't want any of the moisture to escape. Trying to decide, do I want to put, no, I think I'm going to not put the, there we go. I'm not putting the rolled up part in it. I'm going to try that, and then maybe I can kind of just fold that down over it. But what that's doing now, our fig stick is in the rooting medium. This one, sand perlite. It's got hormone on it. It's got nicks on the bottom of the cambium. I am going to put that paste on the top in just a few minutes. I'll probably do that off camera. I know this one's gotten way long already. The zip tie that I just put on, this is going to help hold all of that moisture in. We don't want any moisture escaping. And that's that. At this point now, I'm going to set these in one of my totes in the garage that's dark, put the lid on top of it. I'll spritz them from time to time to make sure the tops aren't drying out. And I'll check back with you guys and let you know how it's going. I don't know if it'll be weekly or bi-weekly. I don't know how long these are going to take. Y'all, it's East Texas and it's 80-something degrees out here. My phone keeps overheating. I keep having to go inside with it. So it's taken me a while to get this done. But I wanted to show y'all how I'm doing these. Let's hope that we have good results when I check back in with y'all in a couple weeks on these. Okay, y'all, so that is part 1 of this series in fig propagation methods. This was fig pops. I'm going to try all different ways. I really appreciate you sticking around with me. Y'all, let's learn this fig propagation thing together. I don't want to be the Grim Reaper of FigStix any longer. So this was fig pops. I think the next one will be sand, much smaller totes. I am not going to try to do lug that 100-pound tote around anymore. But we're gonna try traditional in a 4x9 pots, maybe a 2.5-inch pot, all different ways. But follow along with the series, like, subscribe, so that you get notifications on this as the other videos come out. Y'all know this, fig addiction is a real thing, and I'm proving it every single day, y'all. Thanks for watching.